be.
30. 30.
How much time do I have for first?
20. Temps in the 50s by day, snow, ice, and sleet by night. Welcome to Northeast Ohio. Our weather team is keeping an eye on the changes, and we have multiple crews on the roads reporting on conditions. A mysterious case of a missing woman and a school district in distress. We also have today's stories making headlines across the region. Plus, it's time to Viva Las Vegas. Our deal guy, Matt Granite, shows us the coolest gadgets at this year's International Consumer Electronics Show. Well, we have seen it all today. The rain, the freezing rain, and now the snow and flooding. There is a lot going on out there tonight, but I'm glad you're with us on a Friday. Donovan Live, I'm Danielle Serino, sitting in for Jimmy, and I'm joined by our chief, Betsy. And let me ask you something. We have some people are saying it is Armageddon out there. Others who, you know, I got a phone call, a friend saying, let's go downtown and go to dinner. What's that? What's
I think
up?
it's completely subjective.
Okay.
Your bad could be my okay. I think it depends on where you are, where you're going,
Okay.
how you're going to get there. Side roads are worse than highways, so there's a lot of different things to take into consideration when you're doing this. Conditions aren't great anywhere by any means, especially if you're using common sense for your driving. But as far as the radar goes, we do have snow that continues to fall across a good portion of northern Ohio. We've seen some dry air punching in here, but it's freezing rain mix that we've got going on farther south into portions of Canton, down into Carroll and Tuscarawas counties. West, we've still got snow falling off to the south. We go east first. We've got widespread snow that is falling at a pretty good clip at this hour. The snowflakes are beginning to fluff up somewhat, so that's going to add to that accumulation overall. But farther to the west, already we're seeing the back edge of this snow that will be moving through from west to east late evening into the overnight hours. Farther south, we're getting the mix that's holding on. Freezing rain reported at the top of the hour at the Akron-Canton Airport. Still getting some mixing down into portions of New Philadelphia as well. And as we go through the rest of the evening, this southeastern corner of our viewing area really has a chance to hold on to this mix before the change to snow happens. Greater Cleveland, we are still dealing with snow. It's a big fluffy snow, and it is causing a lot of slowdowns on the roads. You can see all the oranges here. That's slower than normal traffic, and nothing is closed. There's no standstill traffic or anything happening. But I think for the most part, as we go through the rest of the evening, it all depends upon what you're comfortable driving in. If you're not comfortable driving in wintry weather, don't go out. That's simple enough. We will find the temperatures cooling. Now, we've had rain today. That changed to the freezing rain, so things started to ice up. We'll continue to see what's left of the slush icing up too. Puddles will ice up as we go through the night because the cold air comes in as the back edge of the snow comes in. We are going to see the back edge of this snow spreading eastward, but you can see that the temperatures in the teens and winds will keep things blowing around and feeling colder than it actually is. Midnight, the back edge starts to move through the I-71 corridor, and by tomorrow morning, it's out of here and we don't have to deal with it. As far as what you need to know, the snow will continue tonight. The overall accumulations that we've been showing, people are complaining that they haven't gotten enough. We could be on the low end of these ranges. 4 to 8 does not mean everybody's going to get 8 inches of snow. It means you could get 4. It means you might get 3.9. So just keep in mind, things are going to be changing as we go through the night, but generally speaking, we will be seeing accumulating snow greater than 2 inches across a good part of northern Ohio. All the while, the wind will be blowing, and that snow, by the time it moves out tomorrow, should lead us into a pretty nice weekend by winter standards, albeit cold. Matt is outside taking it all in. He's really enjoying this one, aren't you, Matt? It looks great. Tropical.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what, childhood dream for this boy was to be outside in something like this, and I'm starting to rethink those plans. I think the educated me saying, stay inside, get a hat. I didn't bring a hat today, it's okay. All right, take a look. That's our Channel 3 tower there, lit up red as you're driving by. Whenever you see it red, we are under some type of warning, and we've got a winter storm warning out. Snow continues to come down. What I've seen change from 5 to 6 to 7 is that snowflake type. It has now become a lot smaller, and it's really blowing around a lot. We've got a lot of snowflakes flying around. Now, accumulation-wise, I'd say about 1.5 inches to 2 inches on the ground. The roads have been treated. Just saw a car drive by without its lights on. Rule number 1, turn your lights on, folks, and drive slow. But the road right now, it's not bad. We still have some surface here, as you're seeing, but that may not be a good thing. We kind of need that snow to compact things, but it is just a slippery mess. And as you said, Betsy, it's all about your driving skills outside, because some people are great at this, some aren't, right? So it's a very nasty night here in downtown Cleveland. This is where the snow's coming down. I know some people still seeing that mix, but this will be what everyone sees a little bit later on this evening. And again, we've got a couple more hours, so stay safe and turn your lights on as you're heading on out. With a look at a more detailed look at traffic, at least, here's Danielle.
All right, Matt, thanks so much. We're monitoring the road conditions as well, as you can see tonight. Here's an overhead look of what it looks like on 77 in downtown Cleveland and 77 at State Route 303 in Brunswick. Traffic reporter Danielle Wiggins is in the traffic center. She is monitoring any crashes that are in the area.
I sure am, and right now 71303, that's where we're seeing, and we're seeing a number of accidents throughout the region, but I'm starting with the delays because, hey, to the west we're seeing some slow traffic on the turnpike heading through Lorain and Erie counties. Also to the east, slowing on 90 through Lake County. Remember that drive time or the speed limit is lowered right now. I'm seeing delays and accidents throughout the region, but your delays are between 10 and 25 minutes. Also be prepared with RTA. The waterfront line is replaced with buses because of ice on the rails and icy conditions delaying really all rail lines, so delays there. And 67R buses replace blue, red, and green line trains between Tower City and East 55th. That is due to flooding. In the Weather and Traffic Center, I'm Danielle Wiggins.
All right, Danielle. I think Matt drew this short straw tonight. All right, we've also got news crews out there on the roads right now. Brandon Simmons on the east side and Dorsina Drakeford monitoring things out west. Let's start with Brandon, though, who's driving along I-90. How you doing there?
Hey, how's it going today, Danielle? You can see I-90 right now. We're moving very slow because the roads, just like they were an hour ago, very, very sloppy. Just want to show you a little bit more in detail. You can see there are some cars, some of them flying by us, but a lot of people, for the most part, taking it slow. We're going about 30 miles per hour right now. We've been averaging maybe about 35, 40 max, and that's coming all the way from Lake County. We started in Lake County around Center Street, 615, and we've been heading westbound toward downtown. Now we're crossing over from Euclid into Cleveland, and the roads have been like this throughout. They've been very sloppy. As you can see, snow covered. Most of the time you can't even tell where the lane markers are, so you don't know whether you're in a lane or not. So you can see people kind of traveling single file here. Now that's despite ODOT laying out the salt as they always do, but with so much snow falling so quickly, it's still pretty messy out here. So as they've said, take it slow, and as I've been told in the last hour, make sure you have on that seatbelt if you do have to come out here. Now I want to send it over to the west side to see what's going on there. We're going to send it to Dorsina Drakeford. Hi, Dorsina.
Hey, Brandon. We are in Vermilion Lagoon, and this is what we are seeing right now. So we're seeing a lot of wind. I don't know if you can hear this, but definitely a lot of wind. And our footprints, what's interesting is that we walked over here just a few minutes ago, and you can barely see our footprints. So definitely snow is coming down. But one of the biggest issues that we've heard about and that we've been monitoring is the river over here. So you can see some of these ice chunks just floating through, which is a good thing that this is flowing because the potential for flooding is decreased. So this is what we had been told at around 4:30. The National Weather Service issued a flood warning because they were a little nervous about this river. But some of the people who live here, who've been here for 40 plus years, say they're not too concerned because this is something that they're familiar with. However, they have moved some of their vehicles up coming into the neighborhood. There's a hill. They've moved their vehicles there to avoid any potential for that that flooding. We're going to continue to keep an eye on this and make sure we keep an eye on this river too, which, like I said, has been one of the major talking points. But for now, we are in Vermilion. We'll send it back to you in the studio, Danielle.
All right, Dorsina, well, glad to hear about the river. And I have to say, you're one of the best dressed news crews out there today. Love that hat. Stay warm. All right, as our crews are saying, one of the biggest issues with this storm is the ice that will and is already forming on just about anything that's outside, be it your car, your house, even your shoes. But here are some hacks to help with all of that from our sister station in Minneapolis, where they know cold.
Don't waste time scraping ice in the morning. Prevent it overnight by spraying the windshield with 2/3 white vinegar and 1/3 water. If you already have ice on your windows, spray the ice-covered windshield with 1 part alcohol and 2 parts lukewarm water and a teaspoon of soap, and watch it melt away. Ice on the door handle, use hand sanitizer to help melt it. Same if your keyhole is frozen. Just run some hand sanitizer over the key or use a lighter to warm up the key before sticking it in the lock. Keep your rearview mirrors from freezing over by putting a Ziploc bag over the mirror. Cold hands and you need to use the phone? If you don't have a special pair of gloves to swipe on your phone, try wrapping your finger with a piece of aluminum foil. Prevent the doors from sticking with cooking spray. Spray it lightly on the outside of the door and the oil will keep it from sticking shut. Cold bed, cold sheets, turn on your blow dryer and warm them up. Waterproof your fabric shoes. Take a tea.
Those are some pretty cool tips. All right, still ahead. All's not lost for those affected by the abrupt closings of Sam's Clubs. We have information on the membership fees. That's coming up. Plus, our deal guy, Matt Granite, shows us the coolest things he found at the biggest consumer tech show in the world. We're heading to Vegas.
Channel 3 News at 7. Donovan Live is made possible by the Calvetta Brothers Floor Show. It's time to fall in love again with your home.
Okay. It's bad. Danielle. Staying warm where you are? Well, be thankful you're not out there on 480 and 77 right now. Our crews have been on the road since 4. Around 5, we showed you the same picture, and the roads were pretty decent then. As you can see now, well, we're having a little trouble with that one. There we go. It looks kind of clear, I would say, out there. You know, all things considered. So, but as you see, safety vehicles out there. Remember, keep a distance of at least 5 seconds between you and the car in front of you. Drive slowly, don't brake sharply. So be careful out there. Now, besides the conditions outside, we also have a close eye on some other stories across the region tonight. An ex-chief of police charged, a missing Stark County woman, and a local school district offering support after multiple suicides this year. It's all in tonight's 77 Seconds at 7.
I'm a father of 5, most importantly. That's what making this discussion of this topic very, very difficult.
6 suicides in just half the school year. That's what police, teachers, and counselors of Perry local schools tackled in this press conference today. The youngest life lost, a middle schooler. The oldest, a recent high school grad. Each suicide happened off school grounds, but parents say the bullying that caused them was ignored throughout the school halls. Where is Roberta Bobby Snyder? Her husband says he doesn't know. Tonight, Hartville police are trying to figure out what happened to the woman. Her husband, Philip, saying his wife died outside of Graceland in Tennessee. When he flagged down an ambulance, it took her away, but he says he hasn't seen her since. No coroner's office near Graceland reports having the woman's body. Today, we're learning more about just how bad this flu season is in Ohio. Summit County is reporting 5 deaths this season, 4 adults and 1 child. Last year, there were a total of 10 adult deaths. Tonight, these 2 men are in the Lorain County Jail charged with shooting Jacqueline Denis. She was on her lunch break from work. Police say Jonathan Barnett drove the SUV the men were in when it happened, and Christian Martinez is charged with attempted murder. Coming up, we'll get an update on the forecast as the temperature keeps dropping, as well as the snow. We'll see you in a minute. Today was the last day for the International Consumer Electronics Show, and who better to give us the hits, run, and errors but our own deal guy, Matt Granite. Let's see what he found for us.
What happens in Vegas sometimes shows up on TV. Great to be with you. Don't adjust your TV set. Yes, this is for real. And before you lose your appetite for your next meal, the reason I'm in the bathrobe is one of the coolest 4-in-1 gadgets that I've just finished testing in my hotel room. Encompasses a shaver, a couple of charging needs, something for your smartphone, and something for your car. One of the most ingenious 4-in-1 consumer electronics show gadgets I've ever seen. So you plug this in and yes, you get a fully functional Apple or Android device charger. Great. But with this, you also get a car deodorizer. This can then break a window in the event of an emergency. You can use this. Oh, and you can shave with it. Check this out. This right now. Look at that. Shaving me in the car. For all those last-minute beauty routines, this bargain, which could save your life, improve your face, and charge your tech, is unreal. So before you reach for this or various other tech items, you can find everything you need on our website. More huge deals on the way from CES. Back to you.
Can we all agree that he's a little bit, but we love him? All right, you probably won't find some of those items at Sam's Club. In fact, at some locations, you might not find anything at all since the company suddenly announced it was closing 63 of its stores. Well, the news was a shock. Here's an even bigger one. Customers will be able to get membership money back. While no locations in Northeast Ohio are closing, Sam's Club has a link on its website for anyone who wants to cancel their membership for any reason. And you can also call the number there on your screen to get a full refund. I do not see the number up there right now, so I'm going to say we're going to go to the Sam's Club website. In Ohio, there are 2 Cincinnati stores that have already been shuttered. All right, Betsy, it looks like, depending on where you are, how fast you're driving, that's what's going to determine what's going on out there on the roads.
That's pretty much it.
It doesn't look awful in places, so if you're like composed, drive slowly.
Well, keep in mind you're also seeing just small snapshots of certain places.
Okay.
I feel like we're the Brady Bunch. Do you remember that?
Right.
You know what I mean? We're looking at
We
each
need a
other's
few
right.
more
It's very
boxes. We'll
random.
get Danielle up here, too.
But yeah, so we're trying to kind of show you a great scope, but keep in mind it's all subjective and it depends upon where you are and what you're going to be doing the rest of the evening. Common sense plays a big role in this, and I have a lot of people complaining that it's not bad enough. I'm not sure what that's all about. But temperatures are fading back into the teens as we head into the midnight hour, and the wind and snow are going to continue. The snow will become more scattered. It will taper off from west to east across the area through the overnight hours. But for the most part, we are expecting the snow to continue tonight. Now, interestingly enough, the wind, as was alluded to earlier by Dorsina, the wind is going to create problems. She said, we just walked across the snow and you already can't see our footprints very well. Well, the wind is going to take this fluffy snow and just blow it around. So blowing and drifting snow is going to be an issue. Winds have been going along at a very good clip, and through the night tonight, our wind gusts will go over 30 miles per hour from time to time. Early in the morning, things should start to settle down. And interestingly enough, did you see this little blue line that was kind of swinging from west to east? We're trying to figure that out today. Matt Wentz and I are looking at it and we're like, what on earth? I know that's picking up on something. That's a Lake Huron snow band that the forecast model was picking up on. This is a representation of horizontal wind flow. And of course, if the wind is going up in a convective lake effect band, it won't show up in a horizontal wind flow map. That's what we came up with. So there you go, a little tech in there too. But by afternoon tomorrow, the wind should settle down a bit, but the problem is we are going to still deal with wind chills. And keep in mind, the wind will be moving out quickly. I have an update to the snow totals for you coming up. Hang in there. I just tweeted it out if you want to see a preview at Betsy Kling on Twitter, Betsy Kling Weather on Facebook. Here's what's going on. We've got some scattered showers of snow and or freezing rain. Sleet that's ongoing out to the east. Heavier snow, more persistent snow out to the west. And as we go through the night, remember, this is the line that will move from west to east through the area. But at the same time that's happening, we have another slug of moisture that's coming in from the south. We have half-mile visibilities reported right now at Cuyahoga County Airport as well as Ashtabula. 1.5-mile visibility at the Akron-Canton Airport. The lower the visibility, the heavier the snow is falling. At the same time that wind is blowing, we have colder air moving in, and our wind chills are in the single digits already across much of northern Ohio. By tomorrow morning, they'll be sub-zero. I mentioned the back edge of the snow pressing in. At the same time, this slug of moisture is working in. So if everything kind of comes together, you're pointing at eastern Ohio to get the heavier snow amounts. And that's exactly what it's showing here. You can see the darker purples by 9 p.m. kind of hanging out over there to the east while dry air is working in from the west. Look at the Lake Huron band. There it is. But 7 a.m. in the morning, it's all gone. How much will be coming? Updated map. We're still in that 3 to 6 inch range for greater Cleveland, farther to the south, still in the 4 to 8 inch range out to the east. That was the original forecast from yesterday. We're continuing with that. Keep in mind it's a range, not a specific point. Don't jump to the end, stay in the range. And remember, we're focusing on impact, not exact numbers. 7-day forecast shows much colder air in for tomorrow. We will be in the teens. Sunday, it looks like a beautiful day. Partly cloudy skies, albeit a little cold with 18. Universal Windows direct forecast into next week does bring a chance of snow. It's a clipper coming in with 2 to 4 inches of snow across northern Ohio. That lingers into early Tuesday, but look all the way to the right there. Thursday, Friday, we're warming up. That's good news. We'll be right back.
Here's what's coming up tonight on ABC and Channel 3. Brought to you by Montrose. Everybody knows you've got a friend at Montrose.
Oh. So then we're going straight to goodbye. Okay. Thanks so much for sharing part of your evening with us. Entertainment Tonight is next. Russ and Sarah will be back at 11. But in the meantime, we have constant updates on our app and at WKYC.com. Please be safe if you're headed out there tonight, although slow and steady. Seems like you'll be okay.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I think it's just a matter of how comfortable you are with driving. If you don't have to go out, why go out?
All right. We'll keep watching, though.
Good to be with you, Smalls.
You as well, Talls. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Channel 3 News. Be sure to check out the new and improved WKYC.com. No frills, just the facts in a fun and easy-to-use website.